Yo, what's up? You tuning into The Notion with your boy Dizzy D Spill. I know it's been a minute. Gonna hit y'all with a little bit of thoughts of Dizzy. Man, I got some things I want to cover. Probably some unpopular opinions. So you just gonna deal with me today. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give it to y'all the best way I can give it to y'all. Real, raw. Sorry for the hiatus, but we got a lot of great things coming. My co-hosts are out. You know, they got things they got to take care of. Except for Poe. Poe flaked on me at the last minute. I'm putting him on blast. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm rolling. Stop flaking. Anyways, I got some topics and some conversations that are pretty thought-provoking. So, without further ado, anyways, once again, my apologies. A lot of things have been going on. Great things. I am now a father. So that is something new in my life. I'm very, very excited about it. It is a different journey. Yeah, thank you. That's what the silence for. Thank you. But what I wanted to say is that there are some conversations that I want to bring to people's attention. So I hope that people are leaving information in the comment section, whether you agree, whether you disagree with what I'm discussing today. And today isn't really just one topic. It isn't one conversation. It's going to be multiple different things that I want to cover. And, you know, when the guys get back or however we decide to do things, we can revisit these conversations. But at this point, I'm not going to be politically correct with certain things. I'm definitely not for the tippy-toeing around bullshit. This is The Notion, and this is what we need to do. This is what we need to talk about. We need to let people know our real feelings. You know, a lot of people are afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of being judged or all this other BS. And it's just, come on, man. Like, seriously, let's get this thing done. Let's really get the information out there, and let's actually talk about it. I hate cancel culture. And I hate the fact that people don't just have real conversations. And, you know, I'm going to get into all of that stuff in a minute. But first, what's homie's name? Kyle Rittenhouse. I know that there was a lot of uproar and there was a lot of issues, and, you know, America's this, and this is just proof of America being blah, 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 blah. And I remember having a conversation with some friends, specifically Poe, who's nowhere around, about the verdict. And one of the things that we agreed on is, by the eyes of the law, that's one of the reasons why he got off. I mean, if we want to bring our emotions into it and say emotionally or morally, let's say morally, we won't use emotions, but we'll say morally, it was wrong. There was a lot of things wrong. Hell yeah. You know, we could argue about that for days. And I know as black people, you know, a lot of us were sitting around making posts. I've seen a lot of celebrities making posts, you know, saying things that they disagreed with, and the certain advantages that, you know, he had in the trial and things like that. And quite frankly, it's just, they were able to prove that he shouldn't be found guilty. Do I think it's strange that he was found guilty on all charges? Yeah. But I mean, the whole race conversation behind it, it's getting old. We know what's up. Black people know what's up in America. White people know what's up in America. Most people that live in America know what's fair and not fair and what's not fair. And it's not always just race. It's also class. You know, people with money get away with shit that people that don't have money can't get away with. That's just the point. I didn't really watch the trial, but I read up on certain things that were happening. I read articles that people were sharing and looked at the information that people were providing in the comment section. And quite frankly, just a message to black folks. I don't know why the fuck we feel like we got to state our opinion with every fucking thing, but then we want our community to get better. Let them finish that shit out. Let them do whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much shit we need to take care of. There's so many things we need to get better at. So let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Be the change you want to see is how I look at it. But I'm not too upset. I'm not too mad about the verdict or any of those things, because I know what kind of things need to be done to not be upset about certain things like that happening. Is it scary that somebody can grab a gun, jump in a car, go to an open carry state, and catch more bodies than some of these rappers? Yeah, there's definitely something wrong. But in the eyes of the courts and the eyes of the laws, obviously not. You know what I'm saying? And if we're going to talk about fairness, I'll be one of the first people to say that there's a lot of shit that isn't fair in life, in the world, and especially with the case. But I mean, black folks, to my people, let me talk to y'all for a minute. Are y'all really shocked? You know, and for the people that did comment on it and that did share their thoughts on it, that did say that they weren't shocked, then why are you talking about it? Because you shouldn't be shocked. Right? This is the Notion Podcast. I'm gonna keep it G when it comes to thoughts of Dizzy. Another thing I wanted to cover, the baby. This whole situation with the baby and his baby mama. It's stupid. It's ignorant. And I'm gonna try to tie in and remember to tie in how this is all connected in some type of way. I'm not really an avid listener of the baby's music. I think he's pretty talented as an artist, but again, you know, the whole conversation with what he should have done and what he done wrong and everything like that. That's crazy about it is that this happens every single day. And a lot of times it can be in reverse, where baby daddy isn't getting along with baby mama and baby mama wants baby daddy to leave. And then it turns into a whole bunch of shit. My personal opinion is going to be very unpopular. Stop fucking being baby mamas and baby daddies. How about that? Stop telling people that they're good enough to have your child, but they're not good enough to do anything beyond that and actually do the things that traditionally happen before having kids. I'm not taking a shot at baby mamas. I'm not taking a shot at baby daddies, because I know that there are certain things that exist called circumstances. But again, let's stop glorifying this shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the real conversation. That's the bottom line in the situation. Stop glorifying certain shit. And then when it goes left, now we got to pick a victim. Stop putting yourself in positions where you're going to be a victim. I mean, with this whole situation, Danny Lay or whatever her name is, it was all fun and games and everybody was mad, especially the sisters was mad when she came out with the song and, you know, she got the baby and, you know, the light skin song and shit like that. And then it's the same group talking about, oh, he's this and he's that, and that's the mother of his child. Like, make up your mind. Which one is it going to be? Because y'all wasn't fucking with her last year. Now y'all rocking with her this year. Again, I'm gonna try to tie it all in. I know you can't see it. I don't know if you're gonna see it coming, but I'm gonna try to tie it all in. That's just my view on it. It's stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the baby or his baby mama give a fuck about what you going through. So why have an opinion on it? You know what I'm saying? Stop focusing on that shit. To be honest, it's an ignorant situation on both sides. Now you got a kid involved, and now this kid is going to be on the internet forever in between his parents' argument because, you know, there wasn't a mature side to say, let's have a real conversation. Now I hear that the baby had to get on live and shit like that, you know, for his own protection because of allegations that could be made and things like that. Yeah, I guess, you know, depending on what kind of dynamic you have with old girl. But at the end of the day, man, we got to make better choices out here. You know what I'm saying? Stop fucking with people that make you feel like you got to turn the camera on for your own fucking safety. Like it's really not that damn difficult, man. It really isn't. And believe me, I'm not sitting on a high horse. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. It's just, come on now. It's not hard to make safe decisions. It's not that hard, you know? But at the end of the day, I understand if you want to broadcast the good, then I guess you want to broadcast the bad to show your realness. I don't know, but that's my take. That's my take on that. I think it's stupid, you know, put more time into knowing a person and understanding a person, you know, that so you don't get in these baby mama, baby daddy situations. And then if you do get in a baby mama, baby daddy situation because of circumstances, then do whatever you need to do in private to co-parent and to really try to make something happen. Stop dragging each other. I feel like a lot of people that have an opinion on this is because they feel like they can relate when they don't know shit about the relationship than what they put on Instagram. But stop trying to find allies to help you hate your baby mama or your baby daddy. Stop doing that shit, because it's not helping you. It's not helping the world, and it damn sure isn't helping your child, which is the most important thing or most important person in this situation. Stop fucking being selfish. How about that? And yes, I do still unfollow people that bash fathers on Father's Day. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to kind of touch on was I read an article, and I gotta do more research on it, but I read an article. Maybe I should look it up. I mean, it's not like I don't have any time, but I read an article about Michael B. Jordan starting a rum brand, which I thought was pretty cool. And apparently this rum brand is the name of it, which don't let me get to fucking up my reputation with trying to read the name. But apparently with this brand, he named it something that had to do with how can I put this? Where is it at? Yeah. I guess he got criticism over the name of the brand, and it had something to do with a cultural thing over in, where is it at? In the Caribbean. Allegations of Caribbean culture appropriation. Apparently Nicki Minaj is from, where is Nicki Minaj from? I don't know. She's from the Caribbean somewhere. I don't follow everything about celebrities like that unless I've felt inspired. And basically what I'm trying to get to is, I guess this happened some months back. So it's to the point now where he's going to actually change the name of his brand because he didn't want to offend anyone. And I don't know if the word itself was offensive. What is it called? J. Alvert, or I don't know how to pronounce this, or J. Avert or whatever. And apparently it got some steam. You know, she said something, how are you directly connected, to the culture or whatever the case it was. And then, he issued an apology, which is a noble thing to do. But it's like, why are we attacking people and assuming that every fucking thing that's being done is malicious? Now, first of all, why it needed to be done online, on stage, I can't stand that shit. You guys are both celebrities. It's not hard to get each other's number or get each other's agent's information to set up a meeting. And then, you're going to bully somebody into basically changing the name. Now, if there had been a conversation behind closed doors and say, hey, this is what it means to our culture, to our people, we just want to make sure that your intentions are okay. Or, it just seems like you don't speak for everybody over there, man. Come on, are we serious right now? You don't fucking speak for everybody. Everybody might not have been offended, or maybe you've just fucked up an opportunity for him to, you know what? Since I did use something from the culture, I can start a foundation, or I can start some kind of a charity that's dedicated to a city over there. But I just thought I thought it was really crazy that now the man wants to change the name of the brand because you, a celebrity, got your squad together and basically made the man feel crazy or feel bad and issue an apology. And I do have a little sensitive thing when it comes to Michael B. Jordan, because, you know, I don't know about, you know, a lot of other people, but people in my generation remember Michael B. Jordan before he was Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger and things like that, when he was on Hardball. Okay. And he was just one of the kids. You know, he wasn't even the star of the movie. Everybody talks about the scene with G Baby, and I just watched over the years some of the criticism that this man has gotten about who he dates and who he and how he respects or has a love for black women. And that shit is irritating because it's like, well, it's kind of like that Mike Jones effect. Back then, didn't want me, now I'm hot, you all on me. Because since when was that an issue? Now, I'm not saying all the sisters got a problem with him, but I've just seen things. I've seen, you know, articles and posts about, you know, his preferences and shit like that. And that shit just irritated me. So it was just kind of like another way to attack a man that I think seems like a pretty stand-up dude, and seems like he tries to keep his nose clean and stay out of bullshit. So that just was really annoying to me. So I just felt like, you know, who the fuck are you to, you know, pull up on somebody and also basically do something that embarrassing on the platform and lightweight accuse somebody of having a malicious intent. Whether you said, well, I don't know what your intentions are, you could have still did that shit behind closed doors. The shit was trash. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, I don't know if everybody, I should say anybody, because plenty of people did, how everybody felt about Kanye's Drink Champs interview. I found it very entertaining. I'm eating Mike and Ike's, and I found it very entertaining. He touched up on some stuff that I felt was good for him because of he's been under fire for a minute. He said some things that a lot of us didn't agree with, and done some things a lot of us didn't agree with. So it was cool to hear him actually explain his side and actually fully get an opportunity to say what he needed to say. I still think he was wild, and he was saying some wild shit. He was on his gangster shit in that interview. So shout out to Noriega and Kanye. But one of the things that I thought was funny is how he addressed certain people that spoke on him publicly. And the thing that I respected about him explaining his side is because it really does seem like when people publicly say or have an opinion about somebody that they've been affiliated with or whatever the case is, it does kind of seem like clout chasing. Just from my end, I'm not super duper famous, but that's what it seems like it is. Now, if you are, I don't know. That's for you to explain. But it was funny that right after he said something, everybody wanted to come out and, oh yeah, Kanye this and blah blah blah. So that was just a real fun time of the month, and I enjoyed it. Leave comments and you can talk about what you enjoyed the most too. One of the things that I also wanted to touch on, let me hit some Mike and Ike's first before I really get busy into this. I need to talk to my people for a minute. My black people. Over the course of you guys getting to know me, you're probably going to feel like I am hard on our people with my views and my beliefs. And I just want the listeners to know and understand that I don't feel like I have an issue with our people. I don't value our people. I don't love our people. I am pro-black to the fullest. But there's just some shit that needs to change and some shit that needs to stop. And I'm sorry if I did not put that together for you in a more articulate way with less profanity, but you still understand what the hell I'm saying. The thing with me, with our black entertainers, our black celebrities and things of that sort, is I noticed that there's a pattern that we all want to bring awareness to certain shit. You know, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's a trial because something happened to one of our people, or something that just was not done fairly with the justice system. And it seems like we emulate the news. We emulate CNN and everyone else that, you know, the narrative that fear is being pushed, and the narrative of the same news story over and over and over and over again. The problem that I have with this shit is that where's the positive messages that's being shared, and where are the solutions to these problems that we keep sharing? Now, I just seen the verdict for the Ahmaud Arbery case, and it seems like quite a celebration for black people, because like finally somebody got indicted, and finally, you know, and all of these different things, and the justice system. But here's my thoughts, and I really don't like to telegraph my past. You know, I prefer the Magic Johnson and shit. You don't never see it coming. It's just, oh, around the back, whatever, down the court. Oh, I didn't even know that person was down there. How did he see them pass the ball type of shit, right? But the thing that I have an issue with is it's standard knowledge on what needs to happen for our people to be protected, to feel safe. And it starts with eliminating jealousy and envy, which we've talked about this plenty of times on the podcast. You're just getting into more raw form from me, but that has to stop. We have to stop sitting here saying support black businesses, and black businesses don't get shit, but black people want discounts. They want it for free because they're your cousin or whoever. Like, it's a domino effect in why we're in the position that we're in. But to touch on the justice system, well, we have to stop trying to be IG models, rappers, motherfuckers that flex cash when it's probably rent money, or probably the big homies money that you working for. And we have to start saying, all right, so which group of us is going to be lawyers? Which group of us is going to be supermarket franchise owners? What group of us is going to be police chiefs and work for the fire department and paramedics and doctors? And that's how you change things. How am I going to get in political seats so that I can change laws and write, you know, new laws and all of these different things? We always put shit, like, it just shows our ignorance when we think the president has the power or is going to fix all the fucking problems. I'm sorry, but that's not how it really works. Really, you need to find out who the people are in your counties, you know, the mayors, the governors, the councilmen, and those are the people that's going to make your environment that you live in a lot easier. The feds don't control your state taxes. They control the federal taxes. You see what I'm saying? And some places don't even have state taxes. So you have to have enough knowledge to say, okay, what's going to be the game plan? How am I going to raise my kid? I see a lot of kids on social media that I can tell that the parent made them a page because you're trying to make your kid a celebrity when they could probably do more in the world, getting into other things. The world is changing so much. The world that us millennials come from, or that we were prepared for, doesn't exist. That's the reality, man. It doesn't fucking exist. Nobody told us about that cryptocurrency was coming. Nobody told us that NFTs, for you guys don't know what NFTs are, they're non-fungible tokens. Nobody told us that this shit was coming. We just knew that technology was growing at a very, very rapid pace, and it's never slowing down. Since the internet really got to booming in a certain type of way, It's never really slowed down. So for me, I just feel like we got to get our shit together and coming up with plans and bringing the village back. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. We have to bring that shit back, and we have to get rid of the hate, jealousy, and envy and all that trash. That's what we really have to do. And if we want to get it done, it's going to take getting rid of your ego. It's going to take having hard conversations. It's going to take corrective action with yourself and your village correcting you. We have to stop judging each other. There's nothing I'm saying that you haven't heard before. So I said earlier, okay, how am I tying this all in together with all the subjects that I brought up? Well, take the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. We all had something to say about it. We're all posting, what happened and what's going on, right? But I'm pretty sure every last one of you guys knows somebody that's really, really working hard at their craft and you've never shared their shit. That's what I'm talking about. I have peers that are doing great things and I never see their shit get shared unless I'm probably sharing it or maybe one or two other people are sharing it. But this fucking Rittenhouse shit, and like I said, I'm talking to y'all black folks because we have a lot to complain about. I'm not saying that the shit that we're complaining about and that we're going through should be overlooked or that doesn't have a contributing factor in our struggle. But what I am saying is look at that. You have to pay attention to that. Why are all of you guys talking about this fucking trial and this fucking case, but you have somebody that works 6-7 days a week on their business or brand and you haven't bought a shirt or you haven't even did what you can do for free, like share their content? And that goes for black entertainers too. For everything that you share that you don't like about the media or you don't like about black people being treated a certain type of way, you should be sharing the positive shit that we're out here doing that the news refuses to share, as well as somebody up and coming that's probably been inspired by you. Now I'm talking to the black celebrities. Why the fuck are you guys sharing this shit, but you're not even sharing shit that's going to actually pour into the community? I don't understand that shit. This shit is fucking stupid. It really is. Share positive stuff. And I'm not talking about just when Jay-Z does something. And I'm going to tell you right now, when Jay-Z does shit, it's like, damn, that shit is dope. But there's so many black people that are doing things. And if you know what, if you don't see it, go look it up. Go find news articles. There's probably a young journalist that could use some hits, some views and stuff like that. So start looking things up. Really start doing that. So that's what I mean by tying it all together with some of the topics that I'm bringing up. It's the same thing with the Nicki Minaj, Michael B. Jordan thing. Like, stop trying to clown and trying to put things on stage. Now, there's some people that are just going to be ignorant because that's the character that they chose in the video game. Okay. There's some people that's just going to be that the minute the camera comes on, they're going to Soulja Boy the fuck out of that shit and they're going to fucking perform. Okay. That's just what it's going to be. But we got to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something about that. I'm finna grab me some more Mike and Ike's. So, that's that's my thing. I really feel like we have a lot of work to do and we don't really have time to be bullshitting. We really, really don't. We don't have time to be bullshitting. We really need to do some evaluations on ourselves every day, every moment, every opportunity that we get. We should be really evaluating ourselves on how we're handling things and how we handle each other. I'm tired of the bullshit. Like, I have a lot of things going on. A lot of my peers have a lot of things going on that are positive. And I'm not sitting here saying, you need to share my shit. It don't have to be me. It could be a friend of yours. It could be a family member of yours. Like, let's get the content together, man. Let's like really get the content together. We complain so much about whether, you know, the opportunities we don't have. I can go down the rabbit hole and talk about classism and shit like that and how the rich have this. But I mean, what are you now? What are you doing about it? You have the information. Now what? What are you going to do? That's my question. Okay. So the content, all the information that I brought up, and I said how I'm tying it together is us. We talk about these things. We talk about issues all the time. And I do hear a solution that's universal with our people that's basically saying, hey, we need to support each other. Hey, we need to show more love. Hey, we need to stop hating. How about, hey, we need to call motherfuckers out when they're doing that shit. And I'm not talking about like starting a war in the comment section of a post. I also mean actually saying, hey, look, this is how this is damaging our culture. This is how it's damaging our village. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff that needs to happen. I'm not saying don't ever share anything. I mean, news is news. You know, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. There's going to be necessary. There's going to be unnecessary. I get it. But why are we so fixated on the drama? You know, me personally, I can go down several streets and talk about so many different things that I disagree with, reality TV and all this other bullshit. And, you know, the whole, it's so many different things I can talk about. I talked about it on Clubhouse for a while when I was on there before that turned into a cesspool. So I haven't been on that in a minute. But what I'm saying is that there's so many different things that we can be doing. There's so many different things that we could be supporting, and we choose the shit, literally the shit on the ground. That's what we choose to focus on. You know what I'm saying? And there's never going to be any change. Be the change that you want to see. That goes for me too. That goes for my co-hosts. That goes for all of us. We all have a responsibility when it comes to our feelings, our morals, and our opinions. And we got to start speaking up, and we got to start having a conversation about this shit. And what better way to do it than on the Notion podcast, where we don't always have to agree, but maybe we're talking to somebody that thinks like us, and that might inspire them or inspire people to make certain decisions or do certain things. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, that's why I just brought up some examples of some things that's happened recently or things that's happened this year. You know what I mean? I can keep going. You know, rest in peace, Young Dolph. I didn't listen to a whole lot of Young Dolph. I did know who the hell he was and what he meant to a lot of people. But that shit is awful. You know, I think about that scenario often. Like, yo, was he going to get cookies for his kids? You know what I'm saying? I promised the kids cookies. Let me stop real quick, grab something for the family, and not knowing that is going to be it. Like that shit is awful, man. Like, all bullshit aside. And it was us. You see the footage. It's niggas. Us. We still don't get it. Even after Nipsey, we still don't fucking get it. You still got to be that dude. You still got to prove your point. It's us. It's us. I keep a lot of my message threads on Instagram, and there was a pretty talented guy named MIC, Mike Dorol, if I'm not, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. But I never met him in person, but we chopped it up on Instagram often. For y'all that don't know, I had a song that I released back in 2017, maybe 2018, or maybe 2016. I don't know. I'm getting old. And it was called I Be On. It was one of my favorite songs, has, the most views on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't listened to it, go check it out. It's on iTunes, the whole nine. And I remember reaching out to MIC. And I said, yo, I got this song and I'm thinking about doing a remix. I'll let you check it out. Let me know what you think. Because the vibe of his music kind of would fit that vibe of the song. And so we were still talking, going back and forth, negotiating. And we pretty much never really got to the song, but we kept, small talk. And I even sent him, a couple of my videos from last year. I sent him Topside Living and I think Dizzy Donatello. And I remember that he had gotten shot, not last year, but I think the year before. So I was like, yo, man, shout out, to you and, the speedy recovery, man. Glad that everything went okay. Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Send me the prayer hands. And so I was just looking up articles and looking up different ways to, operate on social media and different perks that people have depending on the type of account that they have. And I decided to use his in his example. I'm like, let me see what articles are written about MIC. And so I looked at, I typed his name in Google. Of course, all kinds of stuff pops up. He's a Bay Area artist. And I seen an article that really stuck out to me. And I'm like, man, this has got to be a hoax. And it said that he had gotten killed. And it was just like, that ain't right. Like, I would have probably seen this shared all over the place. Like, this dude was pretty popular, he had his own fan base and following. And surely enough, I went to his Instagram page and he hadn't posted anything since May. And it had just been some recent posts in the comments on his photo. I think it was a photo of him and his daughter. And then I started seeing more articles on Google as I started searching through. And I've been in my feelings about that ever since. Because we didn't get an opportunity to do any music together. We didn't get an opportunity to be, homies or anything like that. But, we had small talk. We were familiar with each other through social media. And that really made me feel some type of way. I felt bad because I know he has kids and I knew he had already been shot before. Apparently it was a robbery going wrong. The man was walking his dog and, somebody decided to run up and be on some coward shit. And I was just like, wow. I said, I felt bad for not knowing. But I also felt bad because it's like, there's no conversation about these things. I mean, there is conversation depending on the status or how juicy it's going to be or how much attention it's going to bring to your page. But it was sad for me personally, like to read that and know that happened to him. So rest in peace, MIC. And it was also sad that, like, it didn't really seem like a whole bunch of people talked about it. All of these big platforms, and we want to share this and we want to share that. And this man was a father of 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have a dad anymore. It really, really rubbed me the wrong way. I think I felt, it was more of a personal thing where I felt bad that I didn't know. It'd been months since it happened. But it's just, we have a lot of cleaning up to do in our community, in our culture, hip hop being, our culture, Black people. We have a lot to work on. There are positive things that I do see. So I can't just end with that. And with that message that we just ain't doing shit right. That's not true. It's just that needs to be brought to the forefront. We're doing amazing things. Shout out to Jay-Z being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he still got his ad libs on deck. Somebody asked him to do that. I just think that there should be more celebrating and more solutions. It should be it should be 2 things: celebrating and solutions. The problems are always going to be there. You can have a book of problems all day long, and you can even replace a problem with one that you've rectified or you've created a remedy for. But when are we going to start as a culture taking our platforms, taking our following, taking the special parts about ourselves and elevating the positive, and really, really coming together and creating a solution and then executing that solution. Like, when are we going to start doing that? When are we going to start having a fraternity of small businesses and Black businesses that work with each other? How can my business help yours, and how can your business help mine? That's how we get out of the whole, well, we don't get any opportunities. When are we going to get reparations? That's another one that gets under my skin. The reparations conversation. That shit right there. And I'm going to keep it G. It's not even that I feel like we don't deserve it. I'm just trying to figure out, why the fuck are we sitting around waiting for it? We need to just get our shit going. Maybe one day somebody might be nice and be like, okay, Black people, here's your reparations. Here you too, nigger. And I'm just saying, like, look at who you're asking shit from. And yes, the hard ER was intentional. They not giving up they shit. All right. They not giving up they shit. We got all the proof. We have so much proof of things that's going on and things that we're owed, but they're not giving it up. So we have to be our own media. We have to be our own investors, our own banks, all of our own things, our own entities, our own police. And sometimes that's going to require getting in those doors and getting in those positions. We have to do that. That's what we got to do. So that's my take. That's what I believe. Like I said, there are Black people that are doing phenomenal things. There are Black women that are doing phenomenal things and actually being recognized for it. And I needed to say that part, because it's not like Black women just started doing phenomenal things. But at the end of the day, we have to uplift that, and we have to got to take our ego and our pride and jealousy and envy out of it and share it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that shit out there. That's how we start changing the energy. I haven't seen too many negative people get a lot of positive things. I have seen a lot of negative people in my life stay in a negative mind state, stay in a negative environment, and it's just fucking negative all the time. It's to the point where I don't even really talk to those individuals. I didn't stop loving them. I don't stop caring about them. I don't stop having concerns for them, but I gotta separate myself, because I'm about solution and celebration. There's nothing wrong with venting. There's something very, very wrong with venting every fucking day without solution. Got to have some humility. Got to have some things to be appreciative over, especially with these past couple years and what's been going on in the world. So that's my thing. What you got for me, Black folks? What you got for me, people? And most importantly, to the loyal listeners and supporters, please leave comments in the comment section, on the Instagram page, on the Twitter page, on the YouTube, on how you feel about these conversations, these topics, and what conversations and topics that you want me to have on Thoughts of Dizzy, or my co-hosts when they get back on the Notion podcast. Okay? So thank you for listening, and until next time, peace. Oh, I got to leave you with something else. Something that you already heard. When you think about the situations that's going on in your life and the situations that you're seeing, what's the solution and what can we celebrate? So let that marinate on your mind. Like I said, tune in until next time. I am your host, Dizzy D Spill, on the Notion podcast, and you've been listening to the exclusive episodes of Thoughts of Dizzy. Peace.